What's up guys, it's Darius from Crystallis Kingdom, and I'm here with another update again of Final Fantasy 15. This time I'm going to be sharing with you 40 plus details and facts that we just got about Final Fantasy 15. Mainly these are about the episode Duske demo we're going to be getting in about less than a month when we get Final Fantasy Type 0 HD on PS4 and Xbox One. So yeah, like I said, these details mainly have to do with the demo, mostly because most of this info comes from the Q&A that Tabata had after they live streamed the demo yesterday. But some of these are facts about the game, the full game when we do get it. So I'm gonna go over all of these details. This might be a little longer video, but I suggest you watch all the way through because you're going to learn a lot of stuff, and it's going to confirm a lot of stuff that I went over yesterday when I did my analysis for the trailer, my live analysis and reactions to everything going on. So let's just start in order right now. So it says 1. The demo shown was the story spoiler free and doesn't reveal the identity of mystery summon that will appear when players get their hands on the final thing next month, but there would be a live demo of the controls and a Q&A session with the audience watching online. So yeah, I actually kind of forgot that they did say there will be a summon, kind of like how we saw that one Titan in that one of the later trailers for the game. Says number 2, the demo should take around 3 hours to play through. That's actually really interesting because at first, when they first announced the demo, it said it'd take around an hour, but if you've done everything in the demo and went back to it, it could take around 5 hours. So maybe if we go back and do everything, it'll be longer than 5 hours. 3, the demo will be available for download 1 hour after Final Fantasy Type 0 HD goes on sale. People who buy the digital version will have a period of 2 months where they can download the demo. This is a little weird because I know that they said, I did a video before, one of my earlier videos, said I was detailing the demo, and it said that that we would have a little, like, way longer than that. So I don't know if there's a difference between redeeming the code or downloading it, or are they saying that you really actually don't really need the code anymore? Maybe that this is a new version of the demo where people who didn't pre-order it or don't have the day one edition will be able to download it after they get the demo, but they have a shorter period of time to get it. I don't know. Let's see. Number 4, the title screen of the demo plays a previously released Psalmist track from Yoko Shimomura and is based on the real world time. At night it'll be dark, feature a moon, but if you boot up the game in the morning, it'll be reflected in the title screen. So that's pretty cool. I guess they're saying at the menu or whatever, at night you'll see a moon and it'll be dark, and in the morning it'll be the morning time. Number 5, the team is aiming for the best frame rate possible in the final game, but cannot promise anything. The demo is described as not representative of the final experience. We all knew this was the case, especially with that when we watched earlier gameplay of the demos, that we would see environment popping and everything and all that. That frame rate thing is the most important part of this, because a lot of people expect it to be 30 frames per second, but it could be a choice, it could be over that. So let's just hope that they can pull off something more than 30. If not, I mean, the game's still gonna be good. Number 7, the game's full world map is said to be somewhere between 10 and 20 times the size of the available map in the demo, which is crazy because that map is already pretty damn big as it is. So let's move on to 7. The weather system didn't make it into the demo, but is still on track for the final game. The development team apologizes for its absence. While the demo has a save, this save will not be compatible with or carry anything over to the final game. It might, however, offer players something as thank you for playing the demo. Next fact, the development team hopes that fans will use this demo to get an idea of the size and scope of the final game. A lot of the progress has been made, but currently Final Fantasy 15 stands at about 60% complete. As things are completed, progress could quickly jump to 80%, but for now progress is gradual. Next detail. The controls are largely as you expected. Analog stick to move, cross A to jump, square X to attack, L1 LB to guard, L3 left stick to dash, circle B to shift warp and shift break, and triangle and Y to use your currently equipped ability, but that last two options cost MP. What ability you use with the final option is selected via the D-pad. Next fact, the party members are AI controlled only. The AI reacts to the movements of Noctis, and they'll always follow close behind and speed up and slow down as required. Next fact, when the player closes in on enemies, a red gauge appears to indicate an encounter is coming. In this period you can flee, but if you don't, battle starts and the gauge disappears and lets you get on with the fight. The appearance of the gauge also marks the moment the battle music kicks in. Next detail, the game features an auto lock-on feature. You can also manually adjust who you're focused on or work without lock-on. Next fact, blocking comes in the form of Noctis dodging. It isn't time-based. To dodge, just hold the L1 LB and Noctis will do the rest, but each time Noctis dodges, it costs MP, so you can't do it indefinitely. A magic blue haze of dust appears when dodging when dodging to indicate MP has been used. Next, warping with the sword as seen in trailer also costs MP. You can lock onto enemies and warp into them directly to begin an attack. Next, in combat, the AI-only controlled party members won't just assist the player, Noctis, but will also aid each other in the situation if it lends to that. If you manage to parry an enemy, it will often lead to one of your party members assisting in a follow-up attack. New partner attacks are unlocked without damage as the party grows closer in their friendship. There aren't many of these in the demo, but the final game will have many more. Next, at times of combat, enemy will flash. When they do, it's a good idea to either block, parry, or get out of the way, as the follow-up attack will be a mean one. In the menu, we get a glimpse of Noctis' menu system. In one battle, they focus on the use of rush-type weapon, which means it can attack continuously with no let-up. Next, you can open up the menu during combat, which pauses to adjust what weapon you're using. Your triangle Y option skill is also tied to your weapon, so switching is important. Next, one enemy is so strong that blocking is not an option. In that instance, it's better to spec for weapon and power choice to try to take it out quickly. Next, fighting in at night features different combat music to that heard in the day, and is also far more dangerous. Next, at one point the party battles robot soldiers whose bodies fall apart as they take damage, heads and limbs falling off as they're impacted. Next, Phantom Sword, the floating sword's damage eating ability that's been in several trailers, uses MP non-stop once activated. It continues until MP is depleted, but there are always ways to heal and regain MP while still using the ability to. Next, when your HP is depleted, you don't die right away. There's a status that you can rescue from if you're fast enough. Your HP goes red and you can heal or use potions, but nothing else. Not even move. Until you heal, if your gauge runs down, it's game over. Next, XP gains are displayed once a combat encounter is completed. Combat is entered seamlessly, but there's a notable start and end to each combat counter. As well as XP for kills, the screen displays how long the encounter took, the damage done, and how many attacks were parried, and bonus XP, rewarded presumably based on those statistics. Next, HP and MP of the party recover between encounters automatically, but slowly. Items can also be used to speed up the process. Now, these next details are about questing and exploration. First one, next up we see some quest related stuff. A yellow marker of your destination appears on screen to help direct you. Next, you can also set your own destination marker if you wish. Next one, blue shiny objects in the environment can be investigated and picked up. Some might be useful, some might just be sold for Jill. Noctis may be a prince, but the goal of the demo is to get enough cash together to get his car up and running again. They've hit rough times. Next, a great behemoth named Smoke Eye is one of the larger enemies available to fight in the demo, and the party will spend time tracking him down looking for the mammoth footsteps. Defeating it will get you a major cash bounty that'll really help your quest. He's named Smoke Eye because he's blind in one eye, and that's a key weakness to exploit. Next one, as part of the demo they took Noctis into the water. He can only go into shallow water depth below the knee in the demo, but in the full version he'll be able to go much deeper into it. Next, the party will point out things to Noctis and suggest places nearby to visit and investigate. They essentially offer a helping hand to point the player at potentially interesting areas. Next, there's more enemies out in the open at night, and they are more deadly to boot. Goblins, for instance, can be found in caves and dungeons at any time of the day, but at night they venture outside too. Next, fighting draws attention to you, so if you fight in an open area for a long time, additional enemies may be attracted to enjoying the scuffle. Some wildlife in the world isn't hostile at first, but if attacked, will then turn hostile and fight back. Next, the animals that Noctis and crew take on shown segment of the demo are the target because killing them provides meat for the party to cook and when they make camp for the night. Next, there are often different types of the same beast. A queen version is shown, for instance, and is larger and more powerful, thus more formidable in battle than the other versions of the same creature. Next, blue lights at night designate campsites, safe zones where enemies can attack. I assume that means where they can't attack. At a campsite, you can bed in for the night and also select what meal to eat based on the ingredients available. With different meals carrying different bonus effects and buffs for the party, bonuses are listed in the menu. Next, the classic FF victory fanfare plays when you finish resting at the camp. It's pretty cool. And as your stats boost from your meal are given. Resting up moves the time forwards to daytime. Next, camp also appears to be where XP checks in with it rewarded fully, so you can actually level up once you've slept. As we already know, combat abilities will be reduced if you don't sleep and fight tired. Campsites also act as a travel spots, so once you've discovered one, you can warp back there with ease. Next, we also see a little bit more of the main quest line with the party tracking down Behemoth to take the beast down, but stop before we hit spoiler territory. A scene with the Behemoth looks like a cutscene, but with the actual player has some control, Uncharted style. Last fact and detail, there's post-game content in the demo, and there's things for players to do and experiment with after completing its main story. Alright, so that was a lot. This video is almost over, but there are just some facts that I would like to discuss a little bit more because they are very interesting to me. A couple of them I already went over in the beginning, so let me just see. Alright, so it says a lot of progress has been made, but currently F15 stands at about 60% complete. As things are completed, progress could quickly jump to 80%, but now progress is just gradual. I think that's pretty interesting. I just wanted to know what things could possibly actually make the development of the game jump to 80%. I know Nomura leaving probably didn't really help that, but at the same time it wasn't really hurting it either, because Nomura is more so the creative director of the game, giving them ideas, and more so the game is just in a state where it just needs to put those ideas into the game so it actually works. So I just want to know what could actually speed up the process of this game coming out. Next one I wanted to go over is how it says the AI and the combat isn't controlled in the game, but it also assists the player, and they help each other out. So I just think that was a cool fact, and it was actually something I went over when I did my analysis. Basically, even the gameplay just ties back into the whole story and the friendship of them, how they're always there for each other. So like, they're not just there, and they're not just saying that for the story, but you'll actually see it in gameplay. I just thought that was pretty interesting. The next one I wanted to go over is that at times they said the enemy will flash in the game. So this is also another thing I was speculating in the demo that they live streamed yesterday, was why were certain enemies flashing. And really this just, like it says in the detail, that this just means that you have to prepare yourself differently, because that enemy might be a little stronger and you can't just block. You might not even parry, you might just have to evade altogether. Next one I wanted to really look into was the Phantom Swords fact. Now in the demo and for the last couple of trailers, we've really had no idea what those floating swords around Noctis did, but now we know. It's basically, it sucks up any damage that anything will add to you, but at the same time it sucks up your MP continuously. You can't stop it after that. So that's a little that's a cool mechanic they put in there. It's like a little high risk high reward type of thing. Next one is that your HP is depleted, you don't die right away. There's a status that you can rescue from it if you're fast enough. Like it said, basically when you run out of HP, you'll enter a state where you have a limited amount of time to heal yourself so you can get back up. But you can't move at all, you can't even attack. So really this game really isn't holding your hand. It's just giving you a last chance to heal yourself and to continue the battle so you don't lose any of your XP, which also is really good, because a lot of people were worried about this game being too easy and too casual, but this seems like a fair balance between the two. Obviously as you go against more powerful enemies, this is going to become, the time where you can heal yourself and recover is going to become way shorter, and you might just die right away if they hit you again. So this is definitely something for more of the hardcore players of Final Fantasy. And the last one I'm going to go over is the fact that the behemoth is named Smoke Eye, and it's named Smoke Eye for a reason. Like it said in the details, he's named Smoke Eye because I think his right eye he's blind in it, and they also say that that's a hint to the player that that's one of his weaknesses. So I just thought that was really cool how he's not just named that for just because of the way he looks. It's an idea of where you might need to attack to defeat these enemies. And I think that's one of the best things about this game being an action game more so, is that there's obviously going to be more enemies like that in the game, where you're going to have to look at maybe their leg and maybe there's something wrong with the leg, so maybe you have to take them out, and maybe their name is based on that. And there's just going to be more specific weak points that you'll have to work around and have your team focus on just to defeat the enemy. I just think the amount of detail from just the graphics to the gameplay to the story is just really awesome in this game. So yeah, that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sitting through this almost 20-minute long video full of facts about the game and the demo that we saw yesterday. Make sure you subscribe, rate, comment, like, all that good stuff. Share this video with anybody who's not aware of all these facts. And again, thank you for watching. I will see you in the kingdom.